Montgomery Gentry, 98.7 WMZQ, and hells yeah. I believe they're here in studio with us right now. Hello, gentlemen.
What's happening, my brother?
Gentle persons.
Gentle persons, that's right.
I have a question first off, because you were in the bus for a little while. What exactly goes on in the Montgomery Gentry bus?
I was back in the back watching a chick flick with my wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The family's in the bus?
Yeah, our wives are out on this trip. I believe I haven't seen your wife yet. Is she here?
Yes, she's here. Yeah, she's at. We're going to be doing a thing in Atlantic City. So anytime there's gambling around or anything, they want to kind of
rein you in.
Out. Yeah, they kind of hang
Who's
out
the bigger gambler of the group here? Troy.
We both take a gamble on chasing our dreams as musicians, but I guess so. I dig the blackjack table pretty good.
Yeah, is this going to be time when you go to Atlantic City tomorrow night to be doing any of that?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're pulling into Atlantic City tonight around 9 or 9:30, and the wife and I are going to, prepare ourselves from here to there and jump out for a couple hours and get out and play the tables tonight for a little bit.
What is your game?
Blackjack.
Blackjack, that's the way to go.
Yeah, see, I don't have the patience, man. I can sit there, it's like, I'll bet one chip, and then another hand comes by, I'll bet the next chip. And that third hand, I'm like going, okay, bet it all, let's go, and bring me a drink. And I'll sit and watch somebody else play and just say, okay, keep the drinks coming.
And this is going to make me feel so horrible. What's the most you've blown in one night in Atlantic City, or Vegas for that matter?
Probably $2,000.
Yeah.
I don't gamble big lumps of money. I use it. Angie and I, we go in and we take in a couple thousand and we play that till it's gone, and then we're done.
That's it. You have control. You know exactly when to stop.
Oh yeah. I mean, we always laughed and teased each other, or told everybody that we take in as much as we want to lose.
Right.
And if we walk away from the night as winners, good fortunes, and if we'll walk away with nothing, at least we had a good time. We knew going in that's what we were willing to lose for the evening.
Right, that's a good plan to have. Do you guys go to what tables do you go to? Do you do the $5, the $15? Do you go into the Baccarat room and spend $100 on a whole hand?
No, we do the $5 chip.
That's cool.
$5.
If you can find a seat at one of those tables.
Yeah, they're kind of few far between. Yeah, to find and everything. But
I'm just about the free drinks, man.
Do you find that you can get those, though? It takes them like 10 years to get around and serve you one of those when you go to that.
Oh, no, not if you're hollering.
Oh, if you're hollering loud enough?
Yeah, if you're hollering loud enough, they seem to come to you really quick because they want to shut you up.
You guys get recognized when you go do stuff like this? You go and just try to have a regular, everyday life?
On days off, days that people are not expecting us to be there, maybe a handful of people may come by and recognize and sit down and want to play cards with us a little bit. Yeah. But if you go in on game day, days that we're playing, they're are pretty much in the casinos looking for us. What's
the wildest thing, though, is like T can move around by himself, or I can move around by myself, pretty good.
Right.
But it's like when we come together, people go, oh!
All of a sudden, they start seeing your CD covers and the videos flashing in front of them.
Yeah, but it's pretty wild, because you'll always get the looks when we're by ourselves. It's like, man, I know I've seen you somewhere before or something like that. And then when we get together, it's all, I got it. Then they put the two and two together.
Or maybe they saw you last night on television. We were watching you last night on the tube.
Oh, boys, I look fat on that show, man.
Come on now. Eddie Montgomery, of course, was on the Celebrity Apprentice last night trying to, talk up his buddy Trace Atkins, who didn't win ultimately.
Yeah, and I tell you what, really, to me, I thought Trace really sold it a lot better. And, I mean, his emotional and everything was real bigger at heart than Pierce was, because Pierce, he was... and I reckon it all really comes down to the dollar, but I mean, still, man, I mean, Pierce just, he had no heart at all. He had
no couth,
that's what I was trying to think.
What does that word mean? I don't know big words like that.
He lost me at the dinner thing when he was trying to deny the people their food so they could get liquored up, because he was taking advantage of his buddies getting liquored up and spending more money.
Well, I kind of had a hunch that Pierce was going to win in the first place, just because he's heartless. Is that the word I want to look for? Like Donald Trump would be, and therefore that would be an attractive quality, I think.
Well, I mean, and Simon Cowell's always, put him in a job, so Simon was going to bail him out anyway it goes when it comes down to the end of the money. So.
Well, he was already, obviously on America's Got Talent. Yeah. We were all saying that he must be getting ready to come out with his own new television program if he was to win, because that would help set up the network into following up with a new job for him. But I felt that as far as Trace is concerned, you know, I thought it would have been a good time for Donald Trump to step up because of all the evilness going on in politics these days and in the business world where, you know, we've had so many top businessmen caught looting money and hiding money and tucking money. I thought this would have been a great opportunity for Donald Trump to step up for the business world.
Take the high road, yeah.
And take the high road with Trace and say, hey, we need more of this kind of ethics in our business communities and everything else, and put Trace on top.
But you know, Trace turned out to be a winner anyway. I mean, you get all the exposure on the tube.
You know, everybody was a winner in that, man, because the troops and plus, you know, the food allergy, man, for the kids. I thought that was totally awesome. And so I thought it was cool because I know I talked to Trace pretty regularly. And
did he think he had a shot? Did he think he was going to win?
Doing it, oh yeah, he thought he didn't think he had a shot at first until at the end.
Sure.
And he thought he might have had a shot. But man, he said that it was pretty much, man, to go through that whole show. He was in a hotel room for like a month and a half, man, just isolated. Because he couldn't talk to anybody or anything, get any ideas or anything like that. It had to be totally just him. So it was pretty wild. He was on his own.
I just have more respect for Trace Adkins than I ever did before because he never slapped Omarosa at any point in time during this show. Because I'm sorry, I mean, am I the only one that's going to say this out loud? I really wanted to the entire time.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of hers at all. You know, that was probably the one time when they were down in the park and she was fighting with what's his name. That I actually felt bad for him and wished that he would have reached out and just slapped her a couple times.
Oh, gosh. But you know what? You need people like that to make the show. I wonder if is she really like that, do you think?
I would say probably in real life, I'd say not. You know,
maybe a little bit like that, but...
Maybe a little bit, but I wouldn't say a whole lot. I think that's a lot of just the character on the show for the ratings.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely. And it worked out for him, too.
They can call it reality TV all they want, but, you know, as what little that Eddie and I have done, there is a little guidance in the back and encouraging you to be as flamboyant or as...
Don't feed him yet!
...charismatic as possible.
Montgomery Gentry in the studios with us here at WMZQ. If you got something you want to say, maybe you've never had the opportunity to step up.
Yes, we got a new album coming out June 10th.
Yes, June 10th. Do we have a name for the album yet?
It is going to be Back When I Knew It All.
Back When I Knew It All. And we're going to hear some music from that CD. We'll play it this afternoon. If you want to get through it, is 800-505-0098, or you can go to WMZQ.com, keyword Jeffro. Let's get into this song. I love this song. What do you think about that? Do you guys really say dern a lot? Is that a big word?
It is around the house.
It is around the house.
It is on this record.
Phones open for Montgomery Gentry here at 98.7 WMZQ. Montgomery Gentry, what do you think about that?
What do you think about that, baby? Come and get some.
Now, the new CD is coming out on June 10th. That's on the last CD right there, right? That's
right.
Yes.
Right.
That was the last single.
That was Some People Change, of course. And Back When I Knew It All is the new one. The funny thing about that one is I've seen the promotion for this song and the video online, and there's some older pictures of you floating around. Uh-oh. Have you seen these?
I have not.
Yeah. I think it has to go back to probably the 80s.
Probably does.
I need to find this photo and get it online at WMZQ.com because it's kind of funny.
It's like some of the photos we used for the Jeff Foxworthy.
They were separate. It was you guys separately, but it looked like almost near prom pictures if you had a nice white tuxedo on or a blue tuxedo.
Yeah, that was the Eddie photo that we used at the Jeff Foxworthy. When we did the Jeff Foxworthy show, the photos they used.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember.
I know what pictures you're talking about.
I was thinking of some of back in the club days when we were back in the club days. I was like going, oh, my God, somebody has put them out.
Well, how long have you guys known each other personally?
Well, right out of high school, probably 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, I remember the group you guys had all together with you and your brother and Trey. Was it 2 or 3 years? Yeah. You don't look a day over 23. Happy birthday, by the way, to you today.
We've been together now quite some time, I tell you. It's pretty
about
wild.
16 years, I guess.
Even our wives say sometimes, like, because we'll finish each other's questions, you know, because we've been together so long.
Sure. You are an old married couple.
And they're like going, y'all been around each other too long.
We got some questions, 800-505-0098. Some comments. Let's get to Jamie, who's listening in Southern Maryland. Hi, Jamie.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
You'll say hello to Montgomery Gentry. You've got an opportunity here.
Okay. Hi, I just want to tell you that we love your new songs, and we were wondering if you're going to come back to the Calvert Marine Museum anytime soon.
Come back. I know that we're going to be here August 9th with Toby Keith.
August 9th with Toby Keith?
At Nissan Pavilion.
And we will be rocking. And I tell you, you'll be hearing a lot of new stuff. And we got a new show, new set. So it's going to be, it'll be crazier than ever.
Okay, I can't wait to see you guys.
All right, you too, darling.
We're looking forward to it. Thanks for calling, Jamie.
Thanks, bye.
Kirk in Crystal City, you're on WMZQ with Montgomery Gentry.
Hey, guys, how y'all doing, man?
Hey, brother, what's going on?
Doing good, doing good. Man, I love the song because she asked me to, man. Whenever I see the video, that's exactly how my wife is, man. So I just want to know the origin of the song. Is that coming from the heart, man, or did somebody write that for y'all?
Somebody wrote it for us, but it does come from the heart. You know, everything that Eddie and I cut on the records comes from the heart, regardless if we write it or somebody else. We can't pretend what we sing. You know, everything we sing has to come from within. So if we can't feel it, we don't sing it.
Yeah, a lot of times we'll have writers that we hang out with, are good friends, and they hang out with us, and they'll just kind of write, you know, a lot to do with what we believe in and stuff.
Okay. All right. Keep up the good work, guys.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Okay.
How kind of a grueling process is it to shoot a video? I've always wondered, because, you know, the video is a 3-minute little story or a little mini movie, but then in reality, how long does it take, and what's involved in that process?
Usually a 2-day event. You know, we'll have Eddie and I out one day as far as performances and doing all of our parts, and then they will take what they call the B-roll, the background, the filler stuff and all that, and they'll shoot it on a separate day. So it's usually about a 2-day shoot. For us, anyway.
Yeah, you ever just, we make a lot of fun out of it. We have a lot of fun doing it and stuff because you know, there's a lot of people working, man, the rear end off, and after it gets into about the 16th, 17th, 18th hour, you know.
You ever just get giddy and start just breaking yourselves up and having to keep reshooting over and over again?
We've been known to do that.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. I can tell you guys are probably having some fun.
Definitely. Anything that Eddie and I participate in is a lot of fun. You know, Eddie and I love what we do, but I mean, if you can't have fun with it, it's not worth doing. So. If you're going to do it with Montgomery Gentry, you're going to have fun.
If you wanted the real job, you wouldn't have gotten into the entertainment industry.
That's exactly right.
Absolutely.
Exactly right.
Montgomery Gentry in studio. Our number is 800-505-0090. We're going to take a quick break, and we will come back and hear the brand new song in just a bit here, WMZQ. Pretty exciting day today as Montgomery Gentry is live in our studio here at WMZQ. And, of course, also McDonald's MZQ Fest tickets to give away before 3 o'clock. Linda, you're on with Montgomery Gentry. Say hi.
Oh, hi.
Howdy, howdy.
Hi.
How are you?
We're doing fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm just so delighted to get a chance to talk to you. I love you dearly. You do great music. I want to know when you're coming back to Myrtle Beach.
What a strange place to say, Myrtle Beach out of nowhere.
Oh, I'm telling you, I'm actually getting ready to head to Myrtle Beach because one of my daughters is going that way. So
well,
I'm going to be heading that way with her.
Stadium performing.
We're not sure right yet when we'll be performing around that time or that area or not, but you can catch it. You can catch it all as it gets updated daily on MontgomeryGentry.com.
Definitely. Well, it was a great concert, and I just fell in love with you guys there. You do a good job, and I like when you salute to the troops. So thanks a lot.
Oh, well, thank you, darling. Appreciate it.
Take care.
Thanks for the call. Hi, it's WMZQ. You're on with Montgomery Gentry.
Hey, how's it going, fellas? Love the music.
Oh, thanks, brother.
I'm a potential contestant on the new show, Nashville Star, Star. Just waiting on that phone call, and wondering if you guys had any advice on how to grab the audience, how to have that stage presence and get rid of the nerves.
I will definitely, man, be yourself, and you know, that's the way me and T have always been. Just don't. Gosh, I don't know how. I mean, what do you think, T? I mean, it's hard to try to tell somebody, I reckon, how to be it. But I know that, you know, we've always just kind of been ourselves.
Yeah, that's just pretty much it. Just go out there and do what you do your best, and don't pretend to be something you're not. And if you go out there and do that, people, you know, will believe your performance and believe in what you're doing.
Yeah, and I'd also say, you know, when you're doing other people's songs or whatever, make sure you don't try to mimic them or whatever, or try to sound like them, and just be singing in your own voice and who you are and your own style. That's because, I mean, when it comes down to the bottom line, people are definitely looking for the people that's got their unique own style.
Absolutely. I see the way you guys command an audience and how they just thrive with you. And it's somebody like me, never been in front of that many people before, you know. It's just, how do you guys do it? It's like, wow. You know,
Ours came from years of playing clubs, you know. Back in the days, if we didn't keep a crowd coming in, we didn't keep a job very long. So ours was just from doing it over and over and years of experience from playing the nightclubs.
Yeah, just go out there and laugh and just have a big time. And, hell, don't worry about what the judges think, man. Be your thing and tell them if they don't like you, you're going to kick their ass.
I don't know. John Rich is a pretty tough guy.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
Hey, man, good luck with the Nashville Star, buddy.
Thank you, fellas.
Do you guys watch shows like that? Do you like the American Idols and Nashville Stars, or do you not get into those shows?
You know, occasionally I do. You know, usually if I watch it, it's when it comes down to the last 4 or 5. I can't sit through the auditionings and all that.
You get two types of people that like the very beginning more just to see the comedy of errors, and then there's a lot who go see the real competition at the end.
I tell you, to me, I really, really do like it when I see somebody, though, that has beat up the honky-tonks and really done, I mean, their whole life have sit and just really done nothing but, you know, try to play music their whole life. That's all they wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know, and not come into it because of the star thing. You know, so I want to do it just because I can be a star.
You know, I dream really achieved and reached.
You want them to win because, you know, they love it. You know, it's like, man, I love to do this. This is the only thing I've ever loved. I don't want to do it because of all the stardom. Because one of the days, there'll be a day that the star stuff is gone, and are you still going to love it?
Well, proof in case is Daltrey. I mean, Daltrey walked away from American Idol, and look what he's achieved with his band since leaving the American Idol. I mean, he's won Grammys, he's won American Music Awards, and he has really made a name for himself over the last couple of music in the music industry, and walked away from it. You know,
this is Montgomery Gentry's first hit, Hillbilly Shoes.
I was there when the men came.
So Montgomery Gentry's first big hit, Hillbilly Shoes, which I think actually is about Eddie's boots today. I was just looking at Eddie's boots. He's got these skull and crossbones on his boots. Where do you buy boots like that?
You know, I got these out in L.A. because most of the time I'm wearing, of course, the red Jim Beam boots.
Right.
You know, because Jim Beam sponsors us. And
how does that work out for you?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
man.
I bet it is.
I tell you what a great sponsor, man.
Here, have some product. Have some free product for us.
But no, I'm always looking around trying to find boots or something, you know. And so these were pretty cool.
It's good stuff. Let's take some pictures of that and put it on WMZQ.com. New CD is out on June 10th. It's called Back When I Knew It All, and that actually is the first single from the CD. What is this song about? It seems self-explanatory by the title, but tell us a little more.
Well, T, you want to tell them, man?
It's just a song about looking back at the past, man, and growing up. We all have done it back when I knew it all, you know. I feel like that I'm finally growing into my father, you know, and learning as I get older some of the questions I've asked that I didn't believe, that I'm now catching myself living and starting to do the same thing to my kids, you know.
Is that good or bad?
It's good.
Okay.
Yeah, Mom and Dad did a great job raising me, and I wouldn't have changed anything at all about my upbringing, and I'm hopefully able to be the same great dad to my kids as my mom and dad were to me.
Yeah, you know, I didn't get of course, my kids haven't got the whippings like I got when I was growing up. That has
changed from generation to generation.
Oh, I heard that. Well, them switches and belts now, I'm telling you. So, yeah, it's, I love the song just because it's, and it's still, man, because I think I'm like 16 every time I get in a car or wherever I'm at, you know, because I like to, we'll go four-wheeling or whatever, and you go like, all right, let's go roll with it.
Do you two pretty much grow up the same lifestyle, the same story?
A little bit different, but basically the same thing. I mean, his dad's basically always been in the restaurant bar business, and my parents have always been honky-tonkers and played music in bars and stuff, so it's just something that it was meant to be, man. The man upstairs put us together, that's for sure.
That, love the same style of music, has, you know, like the same hobbies, riding horses, motorcycles, love fast cars and women. So, I mean,
not necessarily in that order?
Not necessarily.
Back When I Knew It All is the brand new song, the CD out on June 10th. Here's Montgomery Gentry at 98.7 WMZQ. I've got to find that old picture of you guys. I got to put that online. People will love that.
I'll tell you, some of them we darn sure don't need to burn.
No, we do. Oh, we absolutely do. There's a picture of Kenny Chesney floating around with hair, which is one that's actually interesting to show people because they don't believe you ever had it.
Ironically, back when we were playing with his brother, we had taken a picture. Somebody just took a snapshot of Eddie and I. And we're standing in the same side, same pose that we do for our promo pictures now and everything. Eddie had a hat on, but had hair. But we were standing just like we stand now when we take photos. So it was
you guys are going to be coming back, as we mentioned, Nissan Pavilion, big show on August 9th with Toby Keith. You guys performed together before?
Yes, we have. When we done the Neon Circus together with the Brooks and Dunn and Keith Urban.
Oh, okay.
And, of course, we had a great time in, so this is going to be kind of a little bit of, I reckon, a reunion, man, of all of our band and crew and all of us, because we were like the real crazy ones out there before. We always ended up in nightclubs after the show every night, and so it's gonna be great and gonna be a blast, and I can't wait. Of course, and on the new album also that's coming out.
That's right, he's on.
That's coming out June 10th. Toby's got a song on with us. June 10th.
Caught I pick my parties.
10 days into June, or if you count backwards, it's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 10 days after June.
Right. Now, I know there's two of you, obviously, and one Toby, but who puts away more tasty beverages of this group, I have to wonder?
Well, I heard Toby drinks Jack Daniels, and, of course, Jack Daniels is, as far as I'm concerned, that's for grilling.
Just from the Jim Beam folk that are in the studio right now.
Yeah, Jim Beam's for everything.
Who's been the most fun to perform with in your career that you've been able to go up on stage at the same time and do something with?
Oh, there's been a lot of them. I mean, we've been able to perform with Hank Jr., Merle Haggard, Leonard Skinner. I don't think we were on. Well, when we did the Crossroads event for CMT, Crossroads, we were on the same stage with Skinner and performed with them.
That was awesome. One of the most times that I've ever been.
Waylon Jennings.
Yeah, Waylon Jennings. Memorized is when we met Dr. Maya Angelou, and that was unbelievable. I mean, I
didn't even know she sang.
She is a lady of the man upstairs. I tell you, boys, I tell you, it's something else. When we met her, and it was unbelievable. That's the first time that I could say that I didn't have anything to say at all. My big mouth was just like,
Yeah, she was actually speaking at the TPAC down in Nashville, and we opened up her show that evening with our song, Some People Change.
Right.
But, yeah, she does actually sing. Actually, her and Skip Ewing actually wrote a song for this album, and it got in, or this album, the last album, it got in a little bit late and wasn't able to cut it. But she's starting to write some music for country music artists. And
I figured that.
We're one of the artists that she's wanting to write for. So hopefully here in the future, not on this album, but maybe on the next album we go into the studio, we'll be able to cut a Maya Angelou.
Because when you have that magic, with words, I mean, you've got to be writing songs and stuff like that. Some people can write and some people can perform or sing, and sometimes they can't do both. You got one or the other. It's not, you don't get both skills.
That's exactly true.
She has them both. She's able to speak it, sing it, and write it. So,
how was it performing with Charlie Daniels?
Charlie was cool, and I guess what set it off, I guess, for me was the fact that we were just coming into town, brand new act. Grew up on Charlie Daniels music, but the fact that he took time out of his schedule at the very last minute to come in and record his song all night long with us, and then to also a month or two later show up at the Kentucky State Fair where we were performing and cut a video with us. I mean, it really elevated where I've already had Charlie Daniels on my list, all the way up to the top. To come into two guys' careers who's just starting out, that he doesn't even know, and take him underneath his wing and shine and try to show us the ropes. So, I mean, that was really honoring.
Yeah, definitely. Just always, man, he was one of our heroes. I mean, because he come in and, it wasn't just that, if you play a country record backwards, man, you get your dog back, your ex-wife back.
More to it.
It was more to it, man, and it was rocking. It was jamming, it made you want to get up, and it's like, all right, now this is some party stuff instead of, the same old stuff that where, like all the L.A. people and all that stuff try to stereotype us, man. I mean, he rocked.
Yeah.
And so it was really cool. growing up, and I fell in love with what he sang, because when he sang and what he wrote, it was in your face. He didn't care. He wasn't politically correct or anything, or try to make it perfect. He just wrote about life, and it was awesome.
One of the artists that really kind of changed the whole face of country music back in the day.
That's exactly right.
And I can't believe he just got inducted to the Grand Ole Opry.
I couldn't have. Me and T talked about that forever and ever. It was like, I can't believe it took so long for somebody.
Well, yeah, Carrie Underwood, who's going in now, and I think she's great.
I think she's great, too. But Charlie, as big as gospel person as he is, because he's always, always sing gospel music as much as he sang, the rock and stuff. He would always do the gospel stuff, and I was like, man, I can't believe why he's not in the Grand Ole Opry.
I always say he's got more talent in his beard than some people have in their entire being.
He played with Bob Dylan, man. He played on Bob Dylan's studio records. How much better can you get for that?
Well, let's hear that one. Montgomery Gentry and Charlie Daniels together all night long. If you got something you want to say, 800-505-0098. We're over the phone. Yeah, please. We're desperate to talk to you. At WMZQ. Montgomery Gentry, Charlie Daniels, all night long at WMZQ. This hour brought to you by Sheehy Chevy, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and we got Eddie and Troy in studio just hanging out. It's killing time on a Friday.
On Friday, baby, it's Friday.
It is Friday.
Go ahead and tell your boss, hey, I'm sorry, I'm cutting work right now. It's time to get off. It's Friday, and we are going home. So go ahead and cut work, man. That's what I'd do. Take off.
Montgomery Gentry on the way to Atlantic City to gamble a lot of money and do a big show.
I heard that. Since we are in D.C., man, I want to tell all the politicians, lower the gas prices for the working people. They're talking about everything else. Lower the gas prices so people can get to work, man.
How much is it got to cost to gas up that bus I saw in front of the building?
Oh, it gets about 4 miles to a gallon, man. That's the thing about it is. I just, all the working people, man, trying to get back and forth to work, man. It's like, go ahead. I ain't never heard anybody complaining about gas prices on the political thing. So I just want to say lower them.
Yeah.
So, because that would probably save a lot of right there.
You would think.
Oh, yeah. Instead of all the oil companies and all the politicians making all the money.
You performing at any of the award shows this year?
Who knows?
Yeah. Okay, we'll just plan it as it goes along. I know you guys are up for some awards, obviously.
Yes.
CMT, I see the CMT Video Award for Duo Video of the Year. For what do you think about that? And people can still vote for that.
Yes, go on, what is it?
CMT.com, right. And to do that, voting ends April 11th on that one. The new CD out on June 10th. We have some calls from Montgomery Gentry. Now let's go to Karen, who I think has a question. What do you got a question about, Karen? About a musical instrument?
Yes.
Go ahead. You're talking to Montgomery Gentry.
Hi, Montgomery Gentry. How are you?
How you doing, darling?
Can I ask you 2 questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I have an autographed picture from you? And also, is that possible?
You got it, darling. We'll make sure we leave one here for you.
All right. And also, I play the guitar. I don't know if you play the guitar or not.
Yes, Troy's a lot better at it.
Oh, he is? So you don't play any guitar, though?
Yes, I do, ma'am. But it's not very good.
One question. How can I get better at it? If I'm buzzing along with the guitar, how can I better improve myself?
Is it Guitar Hero? Is that the answer to the question?
Yes.
Guitar Hero.
No, maybe not.
No, just, just dedication and keep practicing.
Mm-hmm. And my name is Karen, by the way.
Karen?
The autographed pictures.
So. We'll get that for you, Karen.
We'll do that for you.
We appreciate your call. Thank you much. Crystal, who's actually in the car right now listening, say hello to the guys.
Hi, guys. How are you?
How you doing, Miss Crystal?
I'm doing well. I just wanted to say hi, and you guys rock.
Thank you, darling.
And I actually have a funny story. I actually had tickets for the show coming up in Jersey, but I got called back from work. So I'm on the way back home to North Carolina, so I'm so bummed, but was so excited when I heard you guys on the radio coming down to Virginia.
Oh, well, thank you, darling. We're bummed, too, that you can't make it.
Well, this is actually my 4th time that I've had tickets and have somehow gotten not able to go. So everybody else has benefited. I know they love the shows, and I do get T-shirts, but unfortunately, I haven't actually got to one yet. So I'm looking forward to that show.
Well, hopefully this summer will be your summer.
August 9th we'll be here with Toby, so definitely come out and see us in.
I'm hoping. Cross your fingers, because I don't know if I can go to the rejection again. It's getting too much, guys.
You'll have that on you if this happens.
It is. Just think, Crystal, keep your fingers crossed, and just hope that nothing happens, that I can get to the next one.
All right,
we'll make it known. Crystal, thanks for getting through. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye.
We just made a big announcement this morning for our McDonald's MZQ Fest, which is coming up on May 31st. Sugarland, Phil Vassar, and Tracy Bird are going to be there. You've done MZQ Fest in the past.
Yes, we have.
How much fun is that when you get to come up and be a part of a show with a whole bunch of other people?
It is totally awesome. It was last year when we done it, wasn't it? I believe it was last year. Yeah, it rocked. I mean, it was. I tell you what, you couldn't have put another person in there.
Right.
I mean, it was totally awesome. We had a blast, and anytime you can do that, man, and give back just a little bit, man, to the, of course we call them friends instead of fans that they have given you. It's totally awesome.
One of the things I like best about those kind of shows is occasionally, even though everyone's performing individually, once in a while, there's a little extra time on the schedule. Y'all just come out, sneak up on stage behind somebody and do a show with them. I think that's the best. That's the big surprise.
It is a lot of fun, artists being able to, because, normally, obviously, throughout the year, it's usually every artist on his own, just traveling up and down the highways, doing as many shows as they can. But these big shows, what's fun for us is backstage, being able to hang out with the other artists and cut up and have a good time and just exchange road stories and just hang out and be normal.
Well, you would think the vibe of Nashville is that you stumble into the grocery store and you're going to come across some huge celebrity in aisle 5. Is it really like that way in Nashville?
Usually you find them in the honky-tonks down there.
Right. That happens a lot, though, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, Tootsie's is one of the #1 places. Just about every artist I know, sometime or another, they're going to end up there, aren't they? I mean, they'll start out, and you can go to Tootsie's, I guarantee you, it doesn't matter whether they're rock stars or country stars, they will end up in Tootsie's and go up and down through there, you'll find them.
What an amazing place to live. It's got to be. Just to know and be a part of all that.
It is a lot of fun. Out where I lived, I've run into a few artists every now and then, live out in my neck of the woods. Kenny Chesney's out my side of town. George Jones, he's at one of my favorite Italian places. I've seen Brad Paisley out with his bride. But as far as running around, I don't see anybody out like in the malls or downtown. Obviously now that I live in Nashville, I don't get out downtown very much. Having the family at the house. When I'm home from the road, I want to be at the house with my little ones and everything.
But locals, the people that live in Nashville that aren't involved in music but live there, they're kind of used to seeing people, I would think. And I hear the stories, they don't really freak out as much as, say, you're walking down a normal street in another town.
Exactly. No, I mean, you don't. If you're out, like you said, people are accustomed to seeing people out all the time. And it's
got to be tough. There's got to be a fine line between wanting your personal space and being rude to somebody. And I know you wouldn't be rude, obviously, but there's times that you don't want to be bothered by people getting family time and things like that. That's got to be tough to be able to make that no without sounding rude at times.
Exactly, and my dad always has told me if it wasn't for that fan that you think may be bothering you or ask you for the autograph, you wouldn't be where you're at. So, I'd say 99% of the times when I'm out, unless I don't see somebody try to wave me down or flag me down, I always try to go the extra mile and sign whatever autograph or take whatever picture, no matter where I'm at.
And I still live in Perryville, Kentucky, so where I grew up. And
how many traffic lights?
So actually, we got a new one, so we got 2.
All right.
We got 2 traffic lights. So you talk about celebrity. I seen the mayor once out, but that was about it.
That's about it.
So, but it's fun. It's a small country town, and I got about 300 acres there that I live on, and I can't live in town because I know they would throw me in jail. So, I can do what I want to out there.
You guys stick around for just a few more minutes with us?
Sure.
Fantastic. We get a winner right now for the McDonald's MZQ Fest tickets. May 31st, again, Nissan Pavilion with Sugarland, Phil Vassar, and Tracy Bird. We'll take caller, pick a number.
Caller 7.
Caller 7 right now, 800-505-0098. You are going to the show before you can buy the tickets. It's been a fun hours. We're hanging out with Montgomery Gentry here in the studios. We're going to take a winner on the phone. Lucky number 7, you got McDonald's WMZQ Fest tickets.
Yes. Oh, that's exciting. I love that.
Well, is it more exciting than talking to Montgomery Gentry, which you're also doing right now on the air?
Oh, I love Montgomery Gentry. I saw them last year. They were incredible.
What's your favorite Montgomery Gentry song?
Oh, there's too many.
There you go.
There's too many of them.
Nice answer.
Yes. What's your name, man?
My name's John Seifert.
John, we will see you on the 31st at Nissan Pavilion, Sugarland, Phil Vassar, Tracy Bird, and the memories and the vibes of Montgomery Gentry will live on through the show.
That's right.
Oh, my goodness. This is incredible.
Hey, thanks for listening. We appreciate it. Something you want to say to Montgomery Gentry?
Oh, dude, I love you guys. Keep doing what you're doing.
Hey, man, we appreciate it. And we'll give you a sack of rotten tomatoes, so if anybody's bad on stage, you can throw them at them.
That sounds good to me.
I think they actually sell those at the concession stands. Hang on, buddy. We'll get back to you.
All right, thank you.
I want to say thanks for hanging out for an hour, man. It's rare that we get an hour to hang out with you.
Man. We appreciate it.
Pleasure, man.
And some dates to remember again: June 10th for the brand new CD, Back When I Knew It All, and August 9th. You're going to already be on the road with Toby Keith for a few weeks by that point, I would guess, right?
Yes, we will.
Who else is on that tour? Is it just you guys?
Just Toby and us.
That's the thing when you have two big headliners, you really aren't an opening act.
No, not on this one. I know in the past on his past tours he's had 2 or 3 artists and everything. But this year we're doing it all on our own.
Is it always in the same order?
Boys Night Out. That's what we already called the tour. Boys Night Out.
Yeah,
how do you guys pick who goes on last, who goes on first with those shows?
He's paying us, so I'm assuming we'll go on first.
That would make sense. Money talks, right?
Yeah, I heard that.
Fantastic.
Plus, we get to get out of the way, and we get to party the rest of the night.
That's right. Done early and move on. Move on and get out there and mingle. Absolutely. Beer concessions. All right. August 9th at Nissan Pavilion, one of the many shows, and we look forward to seeing you guys.
All right.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Something to be proud of what you guys do here. 98.7 WMZQ.